Yo, so we're gonna talk today about top-down analysis, how to get sniper entries pretty much every time. This is like the easiest way to get sniper entries. All right. So first thing you're looking for, y'all, is you're looking for support and resistance zones. All right. So you got a few of them. All right, and I'm gonna show you. So any point that touches in the same area multiple times and turns around, that's how you know. So we got a couple of touches here, it turned around, went up. A couple of touches here, a few here. We got some over here. So all of these touched in like the same area and turned around and went the opposite direction, right? So those are good support and resistance zones, all right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my little rectangle box and I'm just gonna go straight across with it. Boom, cover those zones, all right? And the reason why you want to go, from the daily and down or the 4 hour and down is because if those areas get touched on the higher time frame, then it's most likely going to get touched multiple times on the lower time frame. So it's going to be very accurate on that bounce. All right. So I'll load these up. I'll find my other areas. All right. And I'm marking up as many zones that fits my needs. So, I don't care if it's 6 or 7 different zones, as long as I know it's going to give me a good visual of where the market is going. You know what I'm saying? And then from here, after you're done with this, I'll show you what you do next. So you just take your time in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? Mark all your zones up to the T. All right. And then from here, we want to go straight down to wherever you're going to enter. So if you normally trading on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, whatever, you go to that time frame. So I'm going to go to the 15 minute. And so from here, I can see, okay, the market is already touching this zone. All right, on a higher time frame. So this would be a good sell opportunity for me. Right? Down here to this previous zone, we're also forming a M. Low key. Now, there's a couple things to consider though. One, is it an uptrend? So normally I would say in order to control the trend, you need like a 200 moving average so you can see the trend or whatever. So I'm just gonna pretend draw a 200 moving average just like this. So let's say this is a 200 EMA exponential moving average. And let's say the candles are above it, so we're gonna call it uptrend, right? If the candles are above it, I'm not expecting a huge drop because it's an uptrend. I'm expecting a drop to this zone and then back up, drop down, retest, back up. So these are the kind of things that you're looking for in that instance, right? Now, with your zone set up, now if you get closer, you can see smaller zones, and I'll show you that. Like, let me, hold on, let me remove this right here. So I can zoom in a little closer in case you need to see smaller zones that you may have missed. So I do see one right here. And for those, like I said, you can grab a horizontal line and then just place that right there. All right. So that's another smaller zone in the mix. But again, based off the trend is your friend. So always trade with that. And if you use multiple indicators like the stochastic, RSI, fractals, or whatever it is y'all use, all this is gonna help you. But basic support and resistance with this is really all you need to eat off any trade, really. Now you just gotta determine how long you wanna hold your trades. So how would you determine that based off what we got? All right, so if I'm selling here, if I'm gonna sell in this area, I'm gonna sell to the next zone, right? To the previous zone, all right? If it bounce here and I want to buy based off what it did last time over here, then I'm going to buy here and I'm going to buy into the next zone. All right. And if I'm going to hold because it's an uptrend, I'm going to let it retest and then I'm going to continue to hold into the next zone. This is how people are able to have take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. They're able to have it at each zone because the market just goes from zone to zone to zone. And sometimes it'll stick in a certain range for a long period of time. It'll just stick in that zone for a long time. So you just catch every single bounce and be able to eat off of it. All right. So this can be done on any pair, y'all. So that's basically an easy setup on GJ. All right. So now I'm gonna go to let's just go to a different pair. Let's see what pair we want to go to next. I'm gonna pick let's go with, I'm just gonna go with Euro USD. All right. So I'm gonna go to the 4 hour, see what that's looking like. Usually I would go to the daily, but you know, hold on, let me try to zoom this on out right quick, y'all. I gotta zoom in and zoom out. Boom, okay, there we go. So we're gonna mark up our zones. Now again, you can see any part that touch, turned around, touch, turn around, touch, turn around, touch, turn around. Like all these will be decent zones to mark up. All right, they're touching the same area. It's a whole bunch of, I mean, it's a lot of them, right? So we can use each one of those as a reference point to find our entry. And that's what we're gonna do. So I could just put a big shadow here. We could just cover multiple areas with that. Catch the top of those. All right. Boom. All right, and then we wanna go and grab some other ones out here at the top. We can just stretch that over a little bit. All right, bring you up a little bit to the top of that one. Boom. And then again, we could do smaller ones here. So let's go. I see another small skinny one right here. Boom. Okay, and then I see, let's see, we got another one right here. All right, so this will be good. Oh, from there, now we're gonna go to the N15 because this is where I would typically enter my trades at. Boom, so now we got a good reference point, y'all. All right, so now you can see the market bounced here, came on, broke through all that zone, came through, came back, retested, headed back down slightly. All right, now every trade you don't gotta take, you can only take the ones that look good to you. But again, so if I'm gonna sell off, I'm gonna sell off and hold until we hit here. Because again, the market only bounces from zone to zone. All right, now I could always go back to the left to see if it touched anywhere else that I might need to hit a zone. All right, I see a little spot right there. I got a horizontal line there. And all this does, again, is just give you more clarification on where the market is going. That was a ray. I need to add a horizontal line. Boom. So I add one here. So it covers that. The next drop ain't until it's way down there. So yeah. So if I sell, I even see a smaller one right there. I don't want to miss that. You got to catch every zone. Like I said, especially if you're new. If you're a little more experienced, you ain't got to do as many, but I like to do as many as possible just to catch every single zone. All right, now I got zones. Boom. So yeah, again, this is a great zone. We can bounce here, come back down. If the market continues up in this area right here, then I know my next sell-off zone is here. My next sell-off zone will be here if I'm looking to sell. All right. If I'm looking to buy, I can wait till it comes down, further down, catch the buy here. It's all about patience. You don't gotta catch every single move. You know what I mean? You set your chart up, you mark it up, you come back in an hour. If it didn't do what you're supposed to do, come back in an hour, look at it and say, okay, now it's time for me to enter. Because some trades might take a long time for you, to form. So that's what we do. You feel me? I'm gonna do one more, man. Let me go with US 30. Oh, I gotta put a Dow, don't I? I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. We're gonna do the same thing. All right. I'm gonna just start marking this up right good, real good. Boom. I can do this all day. Too easy. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, y'all. No cap. This get too easy. It's just like shapes and colors, bro. Boom. I see a little smaller zone right there, but I ain't really worried about that right now. So I'm gonna go to the N15. See what we got. All right, boom. So now we hitting zones. My next logical place, like I said, if the market continues up, this is where it's gonna go. The next zone, and I'm sure y'all can already see it. If it continues up, this is where we headed. That's a good reference point. If it doesn't continue up, I'm gonna sell and hold until when? Until we touch this. Boop. Right? I can then put my stop loss. If I do use a stop loss, I can then move that into profit about right here. Let this trade float as long as this trade doesn't come back and hit my stop loss. If it continues down, we in the money. I'll move my stop loss down again. If it decides to finally come back, retest and hit it, then we out the trade, we made money. You see what I'm saying? So there's multiple ways you can do it. But again, if it's an uptrend, then you know that you're only, because this is counter trend trading. So if it's an uptrend, you know you're not expecting a large drop unless some crazy news cycle or something hits. But if it's a downtrend and you in that thing, like if it's a downtrend and it can just go forever, then we're gonna ride that mug down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ride him on down. Now don't be looking this pretty all the time, because you got random spikes in the market from news, then it'll go back down and it start getting crazy. But again, top down analysis, best thing going. Market only goes from one zone to the next zone. You mark your zones up right, you can use this in any market, binary options, stock options, anything. Use this in any market, mark your zones up right, mark as many zones make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, it's smooth selling. You'll have a much clearer vision on your trades, much clearer vision. So hopefully this video has helped you, man. God is good all the time. If you don't know Jesus, seek him with all your heart. We're in some crazy times and the world is only getting crazier. So you need your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to make sure you get everything right. You feel me? Other than that, man, I love y'all. Lord willing, I'll be able to see y'all in another video. Comment below too. You know what I'm saying? What you think, what other videos you want to see, and we're going to get it popping. Let's get it. Peace.